Hi, Paul here from Cardboard Quest. You can find us at cardboardquest.co.za. Ruark has been so kind as to run me through a demo of TradeWarz. If I can just mention a couple of things, walking through the door and seeing the game laid out, very, very impressive. I was very pleasantly surprised. Even though the components are obviously still in the testing phase and nothing is final, the game certainly looks epic when everything is set out. Just a couple of things that I think are clear in terms of showing that the guys behind the game have done a fair bit of play testing and tweaking and tightening up certain things. I enjoy the fact that you've got three different paths essentially to victory. You've got your defensive, your economic, and your more attacking military. I like the fact that unlike a lot of similar games, you're not being forced into a particular play style that might not suit you. There are plenty of people who enjoy a really aggressive play style, but there are also quite a few that prefer to take a more economic or a more defensive approach to the game. So it's great that those players have been accounted for. I like the dial system. I like the using a tile on a season to indicate what action you're taking. Very straightforward, very streamlined. Turns move nice and quickly. The board itself, the 3D territory, adds a lot to the feeling of the game. Combat, enjoyed the fact that you're adding upgrades that you've used to the combat. Your morale cards and your battle cards that come into your hand over the course of the game gives it that really great flavor in terms of what's my opponent going to do. Am I going to overcommit? Is my opponent going to bait me into overcommitting? And they're essentially going in knowing that they're going to lose the fight, but they want me to try and commit as many cards as I have to essentially weaken me for a follow-up encounter. The resource side of the game, enjoy that as well, in terms of your lumber and your wheat and your mining and your gold. What resource am I going to focus on? Am I going to try and make sure that I have enough of everything? Am I going to identify early on that I perhaps need only mining or lumber, and so I'm going to focus on those and forget about some of the others? The movement system, what I quite like as well, is how, depending on what season you're in, you're rolling a dice to augment your movement. So just because a trading post is 3 spaces away doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be able to reach that trading post. But if you're in spring or summer, you've got a much better chance of getting there than if you're in winter, where chances are you might only be moving 1 space. I enjoy how the tech tree works. Building your universities, slowly leveling up your universities to get the more powerful upgrade cards. And even though I only saw up to level 2 of the upgrade cards have very powerful functions. It's not just small little augmentations. They can absolutely swing an encounter in your favor. What I enjoyed as well, the victory points, in terms of what gives you permanent, what gives you temporary victory points. You can take action to try and remove temporary victory points away from your opponent, or you can simply focus on just trying to get permanent victory points for yourself. From a game length point of view, I like that you can alter the number of victory points required to win the game, from a very small amount to play a quick half an hour, 45-minute game, up to the full allowance for a game that really allows you to feel like you're building up your settlements across the board. You're reaping massive amounts of resources, and you're really building this huge army. The play rate is great. Everything is pretty clear in terms of what you get at the end of each round. And as I said earlier, the little action tiles, it makes the game feel very smooth. And from a complexity point of view, there's a lot going on in terms of movement and resources and actions and upgrades. but it absolutely doesn't feel overly complicated. Rules explanation was very, very quick. You're able to get up and running very, very quickly. So very, very impressed by that. Overall, very keen to play the game again. And you can keep track on Cardboard Quest. We'll be doing a feature on the game, and we very much hope to stay in contact and bring you developments as they come. When the Kickstarter starts, we'll certainly be announcing that. So stay tuned to follow TradeWarz. Very exciting local production. Thanks.